Welcome back to Through the Portal. Today we are talking invites and OP and all of those things coming up here on the calendar. And so, if you haven't noticed on the table yet, we have some products here just to highlight as we're filming this. It's the start of release week for Siege of the Forgotten and Spoils of the Forgotten. So, if you haven't had a chance to grab your 1 to 5 player PvE, that's now available everywhere in our champion stores, as well as you can now pick it up on Team Covenant,
Yep.
places online, as well as Spoils of the Forgotten, which is going like hotcakes right now. So grab it while you can.
Yep.
And then we happen to have an Echoes of Eternity box.
And all of this is relevant to organized play because ClashCon
Coming up.
Pro Tour is going to have all these things.
Yeah. And so before we hit our next major event, that'll be a Clash Ground Makati, which is in the Philippines. So they're going to have Spoils of the Forgotten cards and everything live by then, followed closely by the North American Pro Tour, where you're also going to have over 200 cards from Echoes of Eternity into the card pool, as well as we will have a PvE gauntlet on Friday.
Yep.
And so now you're going to see all these things hitting the shelves and hitting the table, more importantly, for these events. And so, you excited for the events?
Oh, man. It's going to be so fun. Friday. The one thing I'm just not looking forward to is the setup and the teardown. That's always the worst of every convention that we do. The setup and the teardown is always bad, but the event is always great. And so we're looking forward to the event. The PvE gauntlet, it's going to be epic. It's
probably the most I have looked forward to anything we've done in a while I don't know why. I'm so excited. I wish I was playing in it. To be honest, I don't know. I got to talk to somebody, see if I can play in that, but we'll be there.
And I need to work my Krung reps because I'm playing the champs.
That's what I'm not looking forward to, is because leading up to the gauntlet, he's going to need a dummy to beat up on as he's playing as Krung, and I'm just going to be the punching bag for a little bit. But the actual event, I'm so excited for.
It's going to be awesome.
And, we've got Makati coming up first, but I've been talking to a lot of people that are really excited about Nashville.
Yes.
Just in our circles. And as we talk to new stores and people trying to gather groups and do all those things and find their way to how can they get invites so they can play in the Pro Tour and all those things. So we're going to address some of that today.
Yes, that is pretty much like one of the main talking points for today.
Yeah, I want to make sure we hammer that. And so I think one of the biggest things with anything we do organized play, the goal of Alpha Clash is to be fun and competitive.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's who we are. It's what we're trying to drive home, is fun and competitive. And so what are the things we can do? You've seen that with bounties, right? We've announced some cool bounties. We've done event cards. We've done all sorts of things with that. But with the OP, we want to make sure that there's enough invites in the pool that people can come to the Pro Tour, come to the Progenitors Gambit, come to this kind of stuff. If they're wanting to play, show up somewhere, earn it. I think there's been some confusion on the invites lately. And so what we want to do is make sure there's not confusion.
Yep.
Right.
And then also offer a solution too, based on the confusion.
Yeah. So it has been on our website for a couple of years at the bottom of the organized play thing that these first season of invites would expire at the Progenitors Gambit. And so what we had in there was, the biggest confusion was we had a Clash Ground in March in America. That those invites, it was the last event of that season going into the Progenitors Gambit, where those invites that earned in March would expire basically June 1st after the Progenitors Gambit. And so anything from the newest Awakening season, which was the start of this new season, earned starting in May. Well, those started about 2-3 weeks right before that Progenitors Gambit. We said, hey, anything, these Awakenings are part of this next new season. You earn them, those are good. Anything earned at the Progenitors Gambit, those are good worldwide for those tier 3s. But I think there was some confusion on, hey, I earned this invite in March and it expired in June. That doesn't seem right or fair or whatever that was, right? So, yes, that's been out there, but obviously some confusion on that, we want to make sure we squash that, right?
Yep.
Get that confusion out of there and offer a solution. And so we're not going to go back and reinstate those invites from that event. But what we are going to do is put some new invites into the system to make sure that it's available, because the way that the calendar played out as we started shuffling our events around and trying to book venues and locations and cities and countries now and all these sorts of things, the way that the American calendar hit is there's not going to be another Clash Ground before there is a Pro Tour.
Yep.
Right. And so what are we going to do?
So now we are going to offer a tier 3 invite for everyone that participates in the PvE gauntlet the day before Pro Tour starts.
Right. It will become part of the participant prizing. So now if you participate, you get your 9 promo cards, you get your packs, you get those sorts of things, as well as a tier 3 invite for anybody who shows up and plays in the event.
Yep.
And so,
and then if for some reason you can't play in the PvE gauntlet the day before, then there's the awakenings that are also available.
Yep. And so we are working with some other stores right now to get some more awakenings on the books, because as this new champion store model has been rolling out, we've been onboarding so many new stores, like literally a store a day, all week, months long. And it's going really well. People are excited about the champion store thing. Some of those stores didn't have the opportunity to sign up for events when we announced the awakening season. So we're working with some stores to see if we can get some more awakenings on the books, help people get to Nashville. The benefit is if you get your invite at an awakening and you still show up and you play in the PvE gauntlet, you will have another tier 3 invite, which you can roll forward into the next tier 3 event. And if you're not able to make it to an awakening and you're able to make it to Nashville, show up and play in the event the day before, you're gonna get one. So you could use that one the very next day to play in Pro Tour. And so we hope that that is a good solution. There might be a extremely small population who says, I don't care about PvE and I'm not willing to play in the PvE to get all of the promo cards and all of the packs and invite in order to play in the Pro Tour the next day. And if so, I'm sorry, that's fine. We'll do as many solutions as we can. We hope that it serves the community well, and that if nothing else, it's one more reason for you to show up and meet us in Nashville. Come hang out in Music City.
If you like to play Alpha Clash and you also like to have a good time, you need to be in Nashville.
Yep, I agree. It's ClashCon, baby. It's the Catalina wine mixer of Alpha Clash events all year. You got to be there.
It's going to be awesome.
And I say all the time, literally my favorite thing, anything we do is events. I just love showing up, seeing people, hanging out with everybody, seeing what decks they show up with, and just taking these cards in this game that was created almost 3 years ago at a kitchen table and playing it at a high level.
It's coming up on 4 years ago that this game was made.
That's crazy. And just to see it played in Makati and Dubai and Nashville and everywhere else the rest of this year. And we're onboarding in new countries today, actually.
Actively
right now. And so we'll have new communities where we're looking forward to seeing the game continue to grow around the world. And that's exciting. But coming up, OP, events, you know how to get there. You know how to get an invite. You know how to play in Pro Tour. And you better start building decks for that PvE gauntlet, because we've been playing a lot of PvE here as we film a new series, but also just I'm enjoying it so much. I actually prefer PvE now. Just instead of Ridge and I getting mad at each other playing the game, we can play together and get mad at each other for not helping enough.
We also don't have as much time to deck build, and for Constructed, I really like to focus on deck building. And PvE, I can optimize, but I can still play and have a good time, even if it's not.
We've played mini games with Clash kits now.
So I mean, that's what we show off the game, the PvE at Gen Con and at future conventions. And goes really well. So
there was somebody who showed up at Gen Con, and I saw this story floating around. I heard somebody talking about it, but somebody showed up at Gen Con, had never played before, played the PvE with Mean Streak boosted Clash kit, and beat the PvE solo on their first ever time playing the game with the Clash Kit deck, which you got to have some luck,
Some,
some
but
RNG, some maybe just a really good card player, but it
man,
can be done because every once
can
in a while
yeah,
I've seen a couple people like, hey, solo mode is hard. I
and
agree.
it is
I
like
agree.
solo is
It's
hard.
hard.
Yeah,
And that's the point is we want you to have to deck build for it. I also saw somebody else took it down with ease, I think, with a very, very good deck.
yeah,
So
right.
you got to get a little lucky. You got to build a little bit, and you can beat it with the Clash Kit.
Yeah,
But we're having fun with it. I'm rambling on just because I love the PVE, so you can cut me off there. But we'll hopefully see you in Nashville. You can show up, play in the PVE, play in the Pro Tour. You know how to get an invite. So we hope to see you there. Later.